Hey guys, welcome back to the Garage Built. It's been a little bit, and I wanted to give you guys a quick update on where we're at. Last weekend was really good weather, so I took my motorcycle out. I didn't really have a lot of time to work on this, so I was just trying to enjoy the good weather before it got cold again. So this is sat pretty much idle for the last, 14 days. Couple updates. My radiator came back. I picked that up early last week. No leaks, so we're good. Must have just been spilling over a little bit and leading to some crystallized spots. So that's good to go now. I have some confidence there. You'll also notice the water pump is in. My gaskets came right around the same time that the radiator is ready. So I got that mounted on there. Now all we have to do is put the alternator on, power steering pump, fan, and slide the radiator in, and we'll be good to go. So while I had some downtime, I took some time to do some planning on this, and I have a couple ideas of some of the stuff I want to do before we take off. Stuff that's not really needed, but stuff that I'd really like to incorporate into the build. And pretty much everything that I came up with involves this little panel. So this is 5 toggle switches. They are all lit on the end. They're not plugged in right now, so they won't light up. But they all correspond to a separate circuit that I'm going to install. So the first thing I'm going to do is install an auxiliary fuse box that is going to mount on the floor on the firewall right next to the actual fuse box that came on the car. And that's going to have a couple of separate circuits on it, each that go to one of these switches. So the first one is going to be my line lock. So I'm going to mount a little roll control line lock, whatchamacallit. I've already picked it up from Hearst Performance. I'm going to try to tuck it behind this inner fender so it's kind of out of the way, at a direct sight, so it keeps the engine bay looking kind of period correct still. If you're not familiar with what a line lock does, I'm going to plumb it into my front brakes. So when I roll up to a stop, I can press my brakes. When I press the brakes, I'll lock the switch, which will maintain pressure at the front brakes when I take my foot off. And the idea there is it's designed for staging, warm your tires up and take off, but it also helps in doing burnouts. So just a fun little toy that we'll probably spend too much money on over the life of whatever. So that's number one. Number two is an auxiliary fan. So I've also picked up an aux fan. Obviously, we're taking this car down south this summer, right around June, and I expect it to be pretty hot based on what I've seen historically in videos. So I'm thinking I'm going to mount a second fan, probably right in the passenger side right here. I have a little more room, I think, on this side. We'll see when I actually get it in there. But the intent being that I have my new temperature gauge that'll monitor this, and when we start creeping up to like 190, 200, I can flip on this fan and get some extra airflow through and help cool this block down. Obviously, it's a brand new engine, brand new radiator, so I don't have a ton of concern about this overheating, but I'd like to protect everything that I've invested in so far. The third one is a little radio thing I picked up. I'm actually pretty excited about this. I tried it out the other night. Basically, it's a little box, and it's got Bluetooth and aux capabilities, no actual radio. But what I can do is hook it up to a 12-volt source. I can hook up my 2 rear speakers to this little box, and then I have obviously the aux coming out the other side or Bluetooth. And it hooks up to your phone pretty much automatically based on my couple little tests I did, and it's got pretty good sound. I don't know if you guys remember, but in my first video, when I was introducing the car and doing the walk around, I mentioned I bought this rear seat from a guy out in Western Massachusetts. That came with the package tray in the back, and you'll notice that one cut out there, and there's a matching one on the other side. Those are for speakers. They are like JBL knockoffs. They're nothing special. They're Polk Audios. I looked them up online. They're like $50 a piece now. I don't know what the guy paid for them back then. But based on my little experiment, they work really good. They got pretty good sound. And for what I'm going to be doing here with road noise and probably stupid loud mufflers, it'll be more than enough just to have something running in the background to keep your mind occupied. So that'll be a fun little one to incorporate in that I'm actually, like I said, pretty excited for. My last one is a CB radio. So same kind of deal. I'd like to mount a little CB radio right on the transmission hump between the driver and the passenger seats. I'll run a wire over behind here, up, probably out through the trunk seam, and I'd like to put like a magnetic CB antenna right in the middle, kind of tilted back a little bit. So I mentioned also a couple times, I think now, that this was my grandfather's car. When he had it, he always had a CB radio in it. He was the Snowball, was his handle. So I'd like to get one back in there just for the sentimental value and the cool factor, I think. So that'll be a neat thing. And when we're driving, I'll be able to talk to whoever I want and check traffic ahead and whatever else, Just kind of that one's more of a novelty, I guess. So is almost everything else, but another cool one. So yeah, like I said, just a quick update on what's going on, what I'm going to keep working on going forward. I've already got a full schematic drawn up for this switch panel, the little fuse box I'm going to put in, and then how I'm going to have everything kind of laid out in a safe and efficient manner. We're going to keep working on this. This will hopefully be done, this being the engine compartment here, in the next couple of weeks. Once that's done, I'm hoping we can bounce back and forth between interior stuff and the mufflers. The mufflers I'm not going to do until I can roll this outside because I need more room to work on it. I don't know if you can tell, we're a little bit cluttered right now. So I'll keep you guys in the loop. If you want to know more about any one of these or anything going on here, please put a comment down below. I'll try to reach out to whoever I can and answer any questions you guys have. Feel free to like and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.